A couple from Phoenix left me a comment recently. They said, "We have everything. Beautiful home, great jobs, the glamorous life. But after visiting San Diego, we realized it was masking depression." And then they said they were selling everything and moving. I want to tell you exactly why that happens, because it's not the weather, it's something that goes much deeper than that. Now, people think San Diego beats every other city because of the weather. I don't think that's true at all. I think the weather is just the gateway drug. What San Diego actually does is change human beings. I know that because it changed me. When I first moved here, I was broken. I was going through a divorce, I was getting sober, emotionally shattered, and completely lost. I came from Atlanta, Georgia. It's different there. And I grew up going to the Gulf of Mexico. The Gulf of Mexico is like returning to the womb. The Pacific feels ancient and powerful. The Pacific doesn't feel like returning to the womb. It feels like going through the birth canal. And when I first stood at Wind and Sea, I didn't experience peace. I experienced force. The waves were violent. The rocks were jagged. The ocean felt like it wanted to finish me off. Like I had already been shattered into a million pieces, and this place was just going to dissolve whatever was left of me into the earth. But later, much later, I realized it wasn't destroying me, it was reshaping me. I remember the first time I walked out on the Ocean Beach Pier. The water's 30 feet below, and the waves come crashing in, hitting the piling so hard, the entire structure shook under my feet. I had never felt anything like it in my life. On the Gulf, the water invites you in. Here, the ocean reminded you it could take you. And something about that terrified me and freed me at the same time. And then one evening, I saw the green flash. Have you ever seen one? That split second when the sun drops below the horizon and the sky turns this electric green for just a second. People talk about it like it's a myth. I always thought it was a myth, and then I actually saw it because I stood there. Because this place I'd moved to in pieces was real. It was actually real, the green flash. And here's what I know now that I didn't know then. Most places narrow people over time. San Diego expands them. I remember standing on mountain trails here, looking out over the endless open space, thinking, I didn't even know this version of me existed yet. I found sculpture teachers here who changed my life creatively. I found recovery communities that gave me purpose. I trained on local peaks until one day I hiked Mount Whitney in a single day. Somewhere along the way, the city stopped feeling like a place I moved to and started feeling like the place that gave me permission to become fully myself. And I think that's the real addiction people feel when they come here. It's not the sunshine, it's the possibility. There's an aliveness here that you can feel in your body before you can name it. People move differently here. There's more energy, there's more movement, there's more creativity. Somewhere along the way, grabbing coffee in San Diego turns into a 2-hour oceanfront existential crisis and flip-flops. And you don't even fight it because life happens outside here. After 20 years of living outdoors, you literally cannot go back to living inside. Your body changes. You stop checking the weather every morning because weather stops being the central obstacle of your life. Most Americans organize their lives around escaping the weather. San Diegans organize their lives around living. That's a profound difference. Now, here's something people get completely wrong when they move here. They think they're just moving to San Diego. No. Your geography has to support your psychology. If you love coastal sunsets but move an hour inland, you're not driving to Sunset Cliffs on a Tuesday night. If your life is surfing, golf, hiking, theater, cycling, beach walks, downtown nightlife, you need to live near the life you actually intend to live. Otherwise, the dream slowly dies in traffic. And trust me, traffic here will absolutely suck the life out of you if you build your geography wrong. Now, San Diego is not perfect, not even close. The roads here are terrible. They need to be paved. There's homelessness. Yes, there's crime. There's crime in every city. And there's a very real pressure to look fit, look beautiful, and be successful. There are people performing spiritually, performing as wellness, performing enlightenment. I mean, a guy just doesn't become a guru because he wears a man bun and harem pants. San Diego also has this Peter Pan culture. People stay younger here longer. Some of it is beautiful. Some of it's unhealthy. And the difference is whether someone becomes childlike or childish. These aren't the same thing. But after a while, you learn to feel the difference because energy tells you everything long before words do. Visitors often focus on the flaws first. Locals, we mostly stop seeing them because eventually gratitude overtakes cynicism, and you become grateful that you still get to live in one of the most naturally beautiful places on earth. People tolerate extraordinary inconvenience to remain in extraordinarily beautiful places. That's probably the most honest sentence I can say about San Diego. Because despite the taxes, despite the politics, despite the roads, despite the costs, people still fight to stay here because this place becomes part of who they are. That couple, that Phoenix couple, they figured that out. They had accumulated a glamorous, beautiful life without actually feeling alive inside it. And San Diego exposed that when they came here. If San Diego were a person, I think it'd be a combination of Robin Williams and the dude from The Big Lebowski, and that surfer who somehow owns 3 businesses but still shows up barefoot to dinner. I mean, like deeply intelligent, deeply unpretentious, spontaneous, playful, humble, uplifting. San Diego doesn't feel scripted, it feels lived. So that Phoenix couple didn't sell everything and move because the weather is nice. They're moving here because somewhere between the ocean air and the open trails and the barefoot coffee runs, they realized they've been living somebody else's version of a good life. And San Diego has a way of making that very, very hard to ignore. This place is a jigsaw puzzle box that kind of lets people dump all the scattered pieces of themselves onto the table and slowly put them back together in the order in which they were always meant to be. And that's why San Diego beats every other city in America. Not because it's perfect, because it permits and supports people becoming anything they want to be. So if you're thinking about relocating to San Diego next week, next month, or next year, reach out to my team, pick up the phone and call me. I answer my phone. We don't just help people find where to live here, we help people figure out how to live here. And honestly, that's a very different conversation. The link is in the description or in the top pinned comment. And now to my question of the day. I genuinely want to hear from you in the comments. What was the moment, the exact moment you realized San Diego wasn't just a city you were visiting, but a place you needed to be in? Drop a comment below. I do read all of them. And thank you for staying to the end. I love each and every one of you. I would appreciate your comments. If you enjoy the content that I'm bringing you, please hit the like button, leave me a comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And if you like this video, you might like this one here and this one here. And as always, stay sunny, San Diego.